Hi, so this is my review for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S2, which is Samsung's latest flagship tablet. Now my first impression is just how super thin and super light it is. Their claim is that it's the thinnest tablet ever released, and it's even thinner than the iPad mini. It comes in a 32GB and a 64GB model, and it also comes with a micro SD card slot. This is the 8.4 inch model, but there's also a 9.7 inch model too. So probably the best thing about this tablet is just how great the screen is. It's got a very bright 2K screen, and it's good for use even in the sunlight. The battery life is good, although I think most tablets these days the battery life is adequate. It also has a fingerprint reader. It seems to unlock pretty quickly, although I have to say, and maybe this is just because I haven't actually perfected it, but occasionally it does take more than a couple of presses. So in terms of the negatives, it's fairly expensive. So here in Australia it costs about $500. Also there is no fast charging or wireless charging, although as mentioned the battery life is pretty good, so that's not a major concern. However, I do mainly use the tablet at home, so if you do plan on taking it out a lot, I don't think it does as well as the iPad mini. TouchWiz does stutter a little, and it's a little sluggish in some places. Once again, that's not a major concern, as it doesn't happen a lot. I just mention it because I would expect a flagship tablet in 2015 to be free of performance issues. Another thing I don't like is the protruding camera. It's kind of annoying, although I do understand why they needed to do this to make the tablet as thin as possible, but honestly I never use the camera on a tablet, so if anything I would have been happier if they had just not included it. This tablet is using a 4:3 aspect ratio, which seems to be something more and more Android manufacturers are doing lately. So compared to 16:10, it's better for browsing the internet. It was nearly impossible to browse the internet in landscape mode in 16:10. But I think it's not so good for watching movies. So my last tablet is a Nexus 7, and it's got these nice bezels that I can actually hold, whereas this one, the bezel is smaller, and also the on-screen buttons that Samsung has. It means I've got to constantly be mindful that I don't accidentally click on them. So in summary, there haven't been many big improvements in tablets in the last couple of years. Devices are just getting better and better specs. So personally, my old Nexus 7, although it's showing a little age, is still a good tablet and it's perfectly adequate for me. In fact, I would argue that it's probably got a better form factor than this one. So if you don't have a tablet already, this is probably a nice tablet to get, although it does come with an expensive price tag. But I think for those who already own a tablet, especially an Android one, there's probably not enough here to warrant an upgrade. Okay, so that concludes my review. Thanks for viewing it. As usual, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll try to get back to you. See ya!